je donnerai pour la finale les juges. Tu entends? Je donnerai pour la finale les juges. Welcome back for the big final, live from Vilnius, the Siemens Arena in Lithuania, and Mia is back. This is now the final of Bigger Better number 7. Mia.
Mėlynajame ringo kampe Constantin Bejenaru iš Rumunijos.
In the blue corner, from Romania, Constantin Bejenaru.
So here he comes. This guy has been the revelation of the night, really. Came from nowhere. We didn't know an awful lot about him, if anything at all, before we started here tonight. What we do know about him now is he's had a big amateur career, and he's decided to take the step up to a professional level. He's making his debut here tonight, and he's a rough diamond, isn't he? He needs a bit of polishing, but he's got a bit about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a very good amateur pedigree, European bronze medalist. And yeah, I like his skills. He's got good work, he's a good worker, he's got good head movement, switches his attacks. Yeah, and he's got some skill. So I do like this lad.
Ir raudonajame ringo kampe Krichanouski iš Baltarusijos.
From Belarus, Alex Krichanouski, who is another with a huge amateur record. I mean, between these two, there is over, what, 420 odd amateur fights between these two guys. Krichanouski, 286 of them. So, experience, nothing flash, very conservative, knows what he's got to do to win, and that is exactly what he's done in the quarterfinal and semi-final.
Yeah, his problem tonight against Bejenaru, he's against the southpaw. So does he sit back and let the southpaw lead and then bring him onto a right uppercut or a straight right hand, or does he go after him and try and close that gap down and get to his man? It's a tough one. Bejenaru is a good all-rounder, yeah, but he throws punches in clusters, doesn't he? But he's skillful as well, the Romanian. His biggest problem will be trying to land his straight shots. If he's attacking, he will fall short if Bejenaru decides to sit back. So he has got problems.
Live on Eurosport, exclusive on Eurosport. We are in Vilnius, in this beautiful Siemens Arena in Lithuania. Let me introduce the judges, please, for the final. Mr. Klaus Hagemann from Germany. This is the first judge. Emil from Romania. And also, big applause for the very famous matchmaker, judge, promoter in the boxing for the last 40 years, Mr. Don Elbow. And now we are in the blue corner.
Mėlynajame ringo kampe Constantin Bejenaru iš Rumunijos. Ir raudonajame ringo kampe Krichanouski iš Baltarusijos.
The referee for this great final is Mr. Steve Smoger.
been down this road before. Touch gloves. God bless you both.
Right, then away we go. Round one then of the final of this biggest better season number 7. Bejenaru of Romania, Krichanouski of Belarus, the Romanian in the red, the Belarusian in the black. Now he's lightning fast, is Bejenaru.
Yeah, he has got the speed, walks forward, his legs are crossing there, so he's making a mistake there, Bejenaru. And that's when Krichanouski can land that right hand as his opponent's coming in. So it looks like that's the tactic that he's chosen. He's going to sit back and wait for his Bejenaru to come forward and then try and bring him onto that right hand counter.
Yeah, doesn't have to wait for him to come forward too long. He just can't wait to get in there. It's how he's made his name on this night of his debut. And again, short left hook then to the chin from Bejenaru. And this will be a night to remember for him, because he could walk off with the biggest payday that he's had so far. The winner takes $15,000 home with him. The same can be said for Krichanouski as well, who figures that he's got some ground to cover in the professional ranks and would like a payday or two of his own. They move on as well, remember, to that grand final with a chance of going for the big check. 50,000 is the amount they could win in the final of the super final, which takes place in December. So for many of these guys, it's the biggest paychecks of their career, which is why they do take it seriously. Slightly more tentative from Bejenaru. We're trying to find his angle, but again, that left hand of his.
Krichanouski just waited too long there, didn't he? And Bejenaru, that was a lovely attack, it really was. Coming forward, fast feet, and throwing that left hand to the head. Krichanouski here, he's got to start throwing that right hand as his opponent's coming forward. He's got to get the timing right, but he's been beaten to the punch.
And that's what he was doing to win those fights. He was the one that was beating his opposition to a punch. He was using his jab, he was scoring shots. Unspectacular, but he was doing what he had to do, just enough to win the first two. But he might have to do a bit more here.
Yeah, you see, he's just thrown 2 jabs there that have fallen short. His feet aren't into range, you see. That's his problem. He's falling short with his jab. That's because Bejenaru is just sitting back a little bit. But then he decides to come. He then works in bursts, doesn't he? And that's when Krichanouski has got to start throwing the right-hand counter and getting the timing right as his opponent's coming forward.
Again, there was nothing too conclusive, really. I think Bejenaru landed the best punch in that round. I suppose if you went back and looked at it, maybe Krichanouski possibly scored more.
I would say the first round there went to Bejenaru myself. Yeah. I think he was more effective with his attacks coming forward. There wasn't a lot landed by both boxers, but for me, he just caught the judge's eyes with those attacks. There was nothing really coming back from Krichanouski that made you thought, yeah, he's won that round. So for me, Bejenaru got it.
It's not too often that fighters make their debuts in the glare of the television cameras. But he's acquitted himself to this event very well. And to be fair, Krichanouski has done what he's had to do.
Yeah, Krichanouski through this competition, Tim, he's just done the basics well. He's worked well behind his jab. He does nothing great, but he does the basics well, doesn't he? Works beyond the jab, mainly a straight puncher. But against this southpaw opponent, he's got problems. His timing's a little bit off.
So round 2 then.
Andres Randes.
Again, this sort of flurry of flailing arms as Bejenaru just unloads everything he's got in the hope that something is going to catch.
I mean, he takes risks, does Bejenaru, the way he comes forward, because as he throws his left hand, he brings his rear leg through as well, and he becomes very square on. Look at, so he's there to be hit. It's just that his hands are very fast. He seems to surprise his opponent, Krichanouski, and he's not throwing the right hand, is he? So it's good. It's good from Bejenaru. You see what Krichanouski, you see he's beaten to the punch again from Bejenaru. Lovely stuff. What Krichanouski's got to start doing, Tim, is working with his jab and trigger his opponent off, anticipate the attack and then counter.
I suppose at age 37 it's a little difficult if you followed this particular path in most of your fights. If this is the way you've done it, to suddenly find a plan B, not easy. But Bejenaru, once again, he's having the better of the opening minute and a half of this second round. After a tentative beginning, he's worked himself into a position of superiority here.
That's better from Krichanouski. Just work with the jab and just trigger your opponent off. And that's when he should be coming back with the right hand. You see how Bejenaru came forward there, but there was nothing that come back.
He's getting constant coaching from his coach. You can hear in the background is Krichanouski's coach. Inside the final minute then of the second round. Remember, these are only 3-round affairs.
Oh, that's what he doesn't want to be doing. Krichanouski just falling short with an attack like that, because he comes back with the counters, doesn't he, Bejenaru?
Yeah, there were 2 counters landed then, and they were perfectly delivered. And Krichanouski is chasing this round.
Well, he's a skillful man, Bejenaru, and what I like about him, Tim, he'll go on the front foot, he'll actually force the pace and the pressure, but also he can sit back and he can wait for his opponent and he can counter punch. So he can do a little bit of both.
End of the second round.
Well, I can't see how you can give it against Bejenaru again. I think he's done enough to win it.
Round apiece?
Yeah, well, I've got him 2 up actually, but yeah, it could be a round apiece. But in my opinion, it's 2-0.
So Krichanouski has got to come out of his shell a little bit in the third round.
His reactions aren't quick enough, basically. Krichanouski, he's waiting too long. Bejenaru is too fast with these raiding attacks. Krichanouski has got to be more switched on as his opponent's coming forward and be faster with his reflexes, faster with his counter punching. A bit of an anticlimax, actually.
Well, it is actually, only because we seem to hit the heights at the end of the quarterfinals into the semis.
Get Raid back on.
Yeah.
He'll show you how it's done.
I was going to say, just that's a reminder for you that you can actually, for any of the fighters that have been defeated tonight, you can actually vote one of them back in to the next event. And if you want to do it, go on to the website to do so.
Well, I'll be putting my vote in.
Raid.
Raid, he's my man.
3 minutes for Krichanouski to actually do something to get himself into this fight. If it goes the way of the 2 previous rounds, then Bejenaru, on his debut in a professional ring, is going to walk off with a check for $15,000, and he will go into the super final.
Forcing the pace again, Bejenaru. But he's quite happy just to sit on his back foot and wait for his opponent to come forward. But if the opponent doesn't, then he'll take up the action and actually go forward. But again, he's winning this round. Okay, he's sitting back now. He's just waiting for his opportunity, and then he comes forward.
Well, he's acquitted himself very well. Really, I mean, you've been in this position. I mean, you'll know more than most what it's like to get out and make your debut. It's, you know, under the glare of television cameras, a big check at the end of the night. It's not easy.
Yeah, he's done well here tonight. You wouldn't think he was making his debut. He's boxed, I think, sensibly. Oh, lovely left hand there. But it's that experience as an amateur. You've got to remember, he's probably boxed all over the world in a Romanian vest. Probably boxed the best amateurs in the world, the Cubans, the Russians. So he has got experience, a lot of experience from the amateur game.
There goes the mouth guard again. He's brought Krichanouski a few seconds of respite with well, that 120 still to go on the clear and stop the clock.
Mouthpiece is out. We stop the clock. Now we start again.
That little stoppage will have thrown Bejenaru out of his stride.
Again, lovely fast attack there from Bejenaru, beating his man to the punch. And the problem you've got when you're boxing someone like him is that if you make a mistake, he's very skillful as well, you see. So if you make a mistake, if you fall short with an attack, then he's going to come back with a counter, fast counter. So you've got that added problem. You can't afford to fall short, but also he's very quick off the mark in these fast attacks. That, you know, there's another one.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Set him up with the right, hit him with the left, and down he goes. I mean, he's so quick, you almost can't even see it.
Cracking 1-2 that was, wasn't it? But his fast feet, he was in and out, wasn't he?
Well,
just like what we've been saying, how fast he is, and this fella hasn't been quick enough in reacting to it.
a bit slow showing us a replay. Be good to see a replay of that. Well, now as he knows, no knockdown is the end of the fight, and Bejenaru is, he looks really happy. He knows he's won.
Well, I think he's won all 3 rounds, but maybe 2 rounds to 1. You thought that one of the rounds was close, but for me, he's the winner. I mean, that clinched it as well. Some lovely stuff in that last round. Showed his speed, didn't he? Beat his opponent to the punch.
There he goes.
Left hand, lovely shot. But it was the in and out stuff at the end there for me that was impressive. To produce that speed and that skill at the end.
There it is.
There is that 1-2. That was lovely. Coming up again. 1-2.
1-2.
Bang. Lovely shot.
Well, he's done a great job. Boundless energy and enthusiasm. Oh, he's dominated every one of the fights he's been in tonight. As Lobiev in the opening fight. Moving on into the second fight, into the semi-final. Against Pedura, easily overcame him, and he's done the same here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
who promotes him?
this is the decision, please, now. And the winner takes a $15,000
Gonna get the check out now.
check. He has made his pro debut tonight. After a long amateur career, the winner of Bigger's Better number 7 by unanimous decision from Romania, Constantin Bejenaru.
Well, the winner, being guided by Steve Smoger, the referee.
Fighter to everyone.
And he takes off that check for $15,000. Incredibly proud moment for him.
Yeah. making his debut, and he's won this tournament. I think he's got a big future. He's only 27. I think there'll be a few people looking at him thinking, you know what, we could do something with him.
There's a few of them sitting there now, thinking they. Right, well, that is it for Bigger's Better, number 7. And he's going to be back for number 8 in a month or so's time, 5 or 6 weeks' time, as they head off for the super final, remember, which is in December. Well, that's it for our coverage then here from Bigger's Better 7 in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. There is a picture of the victorious champion, Constantin Bejenaru. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back again in about 6 weeks' time. Venue still to be decided. For the moment, from me, Tim Kettle, and from Richie Woodall. Until then, bye-bye for now.